A gym owner ran a pop-up class and grossed $720 in an hour. Even better, he got 6 new leads, one of whom was very interested in setting something up for her daughter's lacrosse team. Tim Caputo of One Life Fitness and Nutrition is going to tell you exactly how he did it so you can run a pop-up class too. Tim is also, by the way, a two-brain business mentor. I'm Mike Warkentin. This is Run a Profitable Gym. Please hit subscribe wherever watching or listening, and hammer a like on this video if you don't mind. Tim, welcome. Are you ready to talk pop-up classes?
Yeah, let's go.
So I'm going to run through these stats one more time because these blew my mind when you told me about them. One pop-up class for moms and kids, 16 people at $45 each, $720 gross, $300 to the coach, plus 6 in the leads column, including one hot lead who was interested in something much bigger. Have I got all that right?
You got it all right.
So it sounds like a massive win. So let's dig in. Like, was this your home run of marketing or what?
Yes. And just so everyone knows, I had an amazing client that made this so easy for me. So, I want to make sure that everybody knows that.
Okay. All right. Well, let's start right at the beginning. So you hinted at it. Where did this idea come from? Have you ever done pop-up classes before? Like, I've heard of this, and I remember back in the day, CrossFit, you used to just like put a sign up and then you just do a workout with a kettlebell in the park and all of a sudden you had a gym. But how did you come up with this?
So actually the client approached me and she said, "Hey, can we do a class on a day that my daughter and her friends have off?" Side note, her daughter was a personal training client. She just had to stop because of sports. So she's looking for ways to get her daughter back into the gym. And so this was an easy way for her, day off, no sports, no school. I want to get a workout in as well as mom, right? And something for my kids to do. So I told her, yeah, we could pretty much do anything if it makes sense. And that's how it started.
Okay. So someone greased the rails for you and gave you a great idea. And then you ran with it and scored. So let's talk logistics. Tell me about where did you do this? How did you set it up? Equipment, gear, the whole thing. Give me the details and I'll ask a few questions, jump in if I feel the need here.
Cool. Yeah. So, she just told me what she was looking at. And of course it was a day off. So we picked a time, we did 11 a.m. We picked a time that was like mid-morning. We don't have any classes. Typically we do have some personal training going on at that time, but not anything where the gym was going to be crowded. So It was at our gym. Obviously we have equipment. And so we just needed to get people signed up. We needed to have a coach it. And then the rest is really easy, right? Coming up the workout, stuff like that. Everyone who is listening to this has created workouts, is an expert in programming, and that's the easy part.
Okay, so you did this at your gym, but do you think you could pull it off? What if she said, "Hey, could we do this at my office or something?" Could you pull it off there, do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. We didn't do a workout that was super complex. So again, you could do it outside. You could do it at a athletic field, in a school, a work office as well. Yeah, for sure.
Okay. So the logistics of it, you could use your space or you could go somewhere and do something like that. I would recommend, if you go somewhere, use limited equipment, make it fun and easy. I used to drive around with 18 kettlebells in the trunk of my Honda Civic. And when I turned a tight corner, it was pretty rough. So there's still scars to show that. You don't necessarily need to do that. You can get away with a lot of stuff, especially if it's a beginner group, because the goal here is fun. You're not trying to kick their butts and make them vomit like we did in 2009. Do you remember the workout you did by chance? Or even, what was it?
Yeah. So the main workout that we did was a 15-minute AMRAP, 15 sit-ups, 12 ring rows, 9 burpees, and then 6 plated ground to overhead. That was more for the adults. The kids did 20 mountain climbers.
Okay, so very accessible. AMRAP, where if you're tired, you can sit around and breathe for a little bit, high five your friends. There's nothing here that's going to kick people's butts. You also don't have to do a lot of teaching. Burpee is you get down, you get up. There's not a lot of technique to that. Pretty simple. And that's good advice for any time that you're getting people in a gym to try something. Talk to me a little bit about how you set up pricing and all that other stuff. So you got 16 people at 45 and it was moms and kids. How did all that go?
So we came up with a price and that was the easy part, right? I said $40. She said, I was thinking 50. I said, that's amazing. Nobody ever tells me more than
this is your best client ever.
I want to charge. Let's do 45. Okay. We came up with a time, and then I still use Zen Planner. So I created an event in Zen Planner that people could just sign up for, pay, and that's it.
Okay. And do I have this right? You had 16, was it 16 moms plus 16 kids, or was it 16? Like, was it 16 total?
16 total. And that's 16 or 17 total. And that's how we got to $720 in revenue.
Right. So you charged 45 for the parent and 45 for the kid?
Yep.
Okay, so there you go. So that's perfect.
Yep.
And did this client, did she handle some of like getting this link in front of people, or how did that link get to people to sign up?
Yeah, again, she made it really, really easy. This is like the ultimate seed client that has given us, about 6 referrals since starting in March, and they're incredible. So she definitely helped with that. But I gave her the link, and then just like Two Brain recommends, and I do in my gym, we sent it to our email list. We texted our whole entire list. We posted to social media and our stories. We posted to local Facebook groups. And so if people out there are not posting marketing things and events in the local groups that they have, that's a huge opportunity. Like in your town's group. We announced it in our classes. We posted it on our whiteboard in the gym. And so, that's kind of the playbook essentially for rolling out an event, a class, bring a friend day, whatever it is.
So you carpet bombed everything, all your channels, which is exactly what you want to do, because you can't just post this link and hope people find it. And you used your seed client to get this stuff in front of people. Do you have an idea of how many people came through her and how many people came from your other channels? No problem.
Yep, for sure. So actually, I believe 13 came from her.
Wow.
And then 3 came from our other channels. This was definitely also a somewhat what I would consider like a last minute thing. We didn't have a month in advance. We just did it maybe a week in advance. And so there's definitely opportunities to, get more people from inside my gym, but also like outside my gym without their help.
But you know what's cool about this is like, she picked this time at 11 or whatever it was. So that excludes a number of people right off the bat, where not everyone could make that, but her audience obviously could. It was tailored to that audience. So she supplies 13, you kick in the next 3 through your audience. If you decided to do it a different time for a different client, you might have a different result. But that's like, if you take nothing else from this show, connect with your very best clients, the people that you want to replicate, and talk to them and see if you can find ways to like get more people just like them, because these clients are your high value clients. They want to tell people about your gym. They love it. They're getting results, and every gym has some of these people, and you would do very well to make a list of 5 of them and then just sit down and have coffee with those 5 people. And I guarantee if you do that, you will find some marketing ideas and some ways to make some money and serve more people, guaranteed. Ask your 5 best clients for a referral. That's the short one if you don't want a pop-up class. But this is the big deal, right? Like you went the whole hog here and get 16 people in. Now, I love this. So did you, like back in the day, what I would do is I'd do an event, and like I would just hope that people would have fun, and maybe on the way out ask me about if, other training and so forth. And it was the worst marketing plan ever. How did you build lead gen into this event? And like, how are you following up to try and get these people into your gym?
So of course they need to sign up, they need to pay. You have their name, you have their email, you have their phone number already. And so you make sure that you keep track of that stuff. You make sure that you put it into your CRM or wherever you email people, keep track of leads, right? So that you don't get their contact info and then like it's gone and they never hear from you again. So that's step 1. And so it only happened on Friday or Thursday. So it's only been a couple of days. But the way that I approach bring a friend days and events and things like this is like, you just reach out, you ask them how they're feeling, what they thought of the workout, and then you gently invite them in if they want, because it's not the same as a lead that's like, hey, I want to sign up at your gym. Now they are super warm, but you also don't want to turn them off by coming in too hot or too strong, because of course, if they want to sign up at your gym, they're going to almost assuredly reach out to you as well.
Right. What was your target market here? And I asked this because you had moms and kids, and I've talked to other people who are like, we target kids, but we sell to the parents while the kids do a trial workout. There's some really interesting dynamics there. So what was your exact target market here, and who are you hoping to get?
So we did it, I believe the age was 9 to 14 or 9 to 13. And so mainly moms, maybe in their later 30s, early 40s. And that's definitely who came in.
Mm-hmm.
And, what's really funny about this is we were talking about this pop-up event. And then I went to my daughter's gymnastics gym, and right there on the table was a flyer for this exact thing for people to sign up for at my daughter's
Really?
gymnastics gym. So,
Isn't that cool?
other places are doing it for sure.
Yeah. And what was the lead time again that you said when you came up with this and then marketed it? It was a couple of like 3 days or something like that?
Yeah, it wasn't even a week. So it happened really, really quick. And typically I'd love to have about 2 weeks to just kind of put it out there. And then, the week before really ramp up the marketing.
But the reality is like, I mean, gyms can run bring a friend events and just, kind of do it for free. You actually generated revenue out of this thing. I didn't do the math, but it looks pretty close. Like you paid the coach 4/9 or something like that. Am I close on that? Yeah. So the coach gets 300 out of the 720, which, so you're making $420 right there. So like gym owners, if you're looking for an end of year kind of revenue driver, something like this might be a great way to do it. Mm-hmm. How did you present the value? So when you say, okay, it's $45 for this thing, what did you tell them that they were getting for that?
Just a super fun, strength and conditioning class.
Mm-hmm.
We also highlighted kind of like, actually, I'm looking at it right here. It's like quality time together, full body workout, perfect way to spend your day off from school with your kids for moms and their family.
Did you program this on like an in-service day or something like that where there was no school? Is that what it was?
Yeah, there was, it was a day off. I forget which, I think it was maybe Yom Kippur or something like that.
Yeah. So you're picking a day when you've got an audience that needs something to do or wants to do something as a family or whatever. Give them a great option, teach them some stuff, have a great fun workout, and away you go. And again, there's all sorts of different things. Like Two Brain has all sorts of resources for clients. If you wanted to run a bring a friend event, there's all sorts of things like a wine and wad, or there's all different ideas of how you can put these things together. But the formula is more or less the same. You get your offer in front of some people, you get them to sign up, you collect the contact information, you give them a great time. And if they're adults, you're going to try and, if you can, right at that event, book them for do a no sweat intro right there. Pull them aside. Hey, can I talk to you about your fitness goals? You might make some sales right there. If not that, you book them in, ideally, for a no sweat intro in the next 2 or 3 days, get them to come back and sit down in your office. And then you go through what we call the prescriptive model and go through this whole script that helps people present offers and sell them by solving problems. Or if that doesn't work, barring those two things, those are your first two options. The third one is you put these people into your contact or your CRM and you start sending them nurturing messages. But I think what you said, Tim, was I think you directly reached out to these people without just automating. Is that right?
Yeah, absolutely. I always recommend, especially a warm lead or a friend, you just say, hey, just checking in to see how you're feeling, how you enjoyed the workout, and if you wanted to talk some more.
What was the response to that?
Pretty good. So before we even essentially wrapped up the class, we had a mom come to us and ask us, hey, would we be able to do something like this for my daughter's lacrosse team? And of course, I'm like, absolutely.
Yes. So what's the plan there? What are you going to do with her?
Just reach out and, to have a conversation like always and see what comes of it and set something up.
Do you do team training or anything like that at present?
No, not really.
Yeah. And that's something that you could do on the side. It's a great way, like specialty programs. Again, we're talking about, say, end of year revenue. A specialty program would be a great thing. You could market one right now. 6 weeks to learn Olympic weightlifting, gymnastics, habits coaching, anything you want. Again, Two Brain has all these plug and play resources that you can literally download and market and run and make some cash. But this is another great one that Tim's going to explore. This is like one lead that's spiraling into what could be a specialty program for him. How did the coach do? Like one coach, 16 people, that's about probably the limit of what one person can do, I'm guessing. But how'd it go?
She's great. So, awesome. Again, you're dealing with parents with their kids. So it was fun. The parents are watching their kids. The kids are watching their moms. The coach is used to working with youth. It was mainly females. And so the energy of the class was really easy and awesome, but the coach did amazing. I was there watching the whole time.
Yeah, and you could see that if you, let's say you had 20, you're like, well, this is going to be a big group. You're charging an appropriate rate. You can very easily from that $300, you could okay, you get $250, you get $50.
Yep.
Both people are still making more than the $20 a class kind of thing.
Yep.
There's lots of ways to pay for that if you price something like this appropriately. So I'm curious now that you've had this massive home run with this, will you do this again? And if so, would you change anything?
Yeah, we will absolutely do this again. I just want to circle back to something you just mentioned, which is really important. So we price this at $45 per person, very strategically, because we got 16 people. We made $720. The coach made $300. We do not expect that to be every single time. I wish it were. But if you price it appropriately, even if you have 6 people, as an example, at $45 per person, that means that hour is, I believe, $260. And so, a coach could make $100 quick dollars or a little bit more for, an hour's work. You could maybe get a couple of warm leads or make, some current clients happy. So it's really important that you price it, to make sure that it's successful and not just work for the gym.
Yeah, and I love that. And if you do price it properly like that, your coach is going to make a decent hourly wage. And then the reality here is not even as a revenue driver, if you get some leads and a client or two out of that, and then you look at your lifetime value, your length of engagement times average revenue per member, all of a sudden this thing could, if you get one person, stays for 24 months at 205 or whatever your rate is, you're talking a lot of cash and a great thing. So getting in front of people and contacting people and showing people what you're all about, anyone who comes to your gym, these are all huge wins. And obviously you got the 16 plus the 6 leads. Those leads could be nurtured into, and I know that you're a great gym owner. You've got a great length of engagement ARM. All of a sudden you're looking at times 6 LTV. These are all great things. So go back to that other question. Would you do it again? What will you change?
Yeah, we are absolutely going to do it again. We were looking at Columbus Day next week, but I'm not sure if that's going to work out. But, we're definitely planning ahead of time now, looking at the school calendars with the different holidays and the breaks. And so we'll definitely do it again. What would I change? I think the only thing that I would really change is maybe marketing ahead of time a little bit. I would print out a flyer with a QR code and put it in the gym, and maybe also just in the area, and probably just send out a couple more emails about it. We only sent out one email, so there's definitely an opportunity to send out maybe 2 or 3 emails ahead of time so that people can just know about it, or I don't open every email I get. So
I understand. It's like that these days, but that makes sense. But you did a great job. You put it out as fast as you could. And in a few days or less than a week, you said you got all these people in there. If you had a little bit more time, you can certainly play that up and you can start talking to individual clients and saying, hey, do you have anybody who would be perfect for this? And then again, you start with your mavens, your the best clients you've got, and those people that are kind of the hub of activity in their social group. Talk to them first. Hey, do you have anyone who'd be perfect for this event? And I would suggest that any gym owner can probably find 8 to 10 people to fill this. And if you put a price on it, you might get some cash out of that at the same time. And there are people that will run bring a friend events where it's just hey, you're a member, bring a friend. No cost anything. That works too. There are campaigns like that, but I specifically wanted to dig into this one with Tim because this was priced to clear some cash and generate some leads. So this was a fascinating one. So Columbus Day, maybe doing it again. And the only thing that you would generally change is just promote it for a little bit longer, but that's not a huge change. That's just a little bit more volume, correct?
Yep. Yeah. Cause the workout was great. It was hard enough and also simple enough at the same time. And that's what I would make sure that, gym owners do. Make it challenging for somebody that's pretty fit. Also make it something that's appropriate for children, and just, have fun, have a good workout. And that's the main focus of the class.
I love it. Tim, thanks so much for sharing your secrets with us. I appreciate it.
Anytime.
That was Tim Caputo, One Life Fitness and Nutrition. Thanks for listening to Run a Profitable Gym. I'm your host, Mike Warkentin. Please hit subscribe or tack a like on this on your way out the door. And now here's Two Brain founder Chris Cooper with a final message.
Hey, it's Two Brain founder Chris Cooper with a quick note. We created the Gym Owners United Facebook group to help you run a profitable gym. Thousands of gym owners just like you have already joined. In the group, we share sound advice about the business of fitness every day. I answer questions, I run free webinars, and I give away all kinds of great resources to help you grow your gym. I'd love to have you in that group. It's Gym Owners United on Facebook, or go to gymownersunited.com to join. Do it today.